my fantastic love community, a warm hello to all of you, that you are here with us again. Today we have a new love oracle about your loved one, your desired partner. And today we're going to take a look. Yes, you might have an idea whether it was told to you or you noticed it, no matter how. But there are entanglements, dependencies, that your loved one might have with situations or other people. And today we're going to see whether he or she can manage to break free from these dependencies, manage to break free from it. From these dependencies, what keeps holding him or her back or blocking them has caused a rift between you, the path that you have walked together or wanted to walk together, or something else has come in between that has to do with him and his situation, because he might somehow keep allowing himself to withdraw. He has let himself get pulled into these things from others or from his own behavioral patterns. And now let's take a look. We tap into the energy of the now, the most present energy that wants to reveal itself. And, person cards are gender neutral, and the collective reading can't apply to everyone. You take out what resonates with you, and it also transforms situations for you and your own situation. And I know you're doing absolutely fantastic. Yes, let's take a look at what's really going on with the person in front of you. What is bothering him? Or rather, will he manage to free himself from all these entanglements, these dependencies? To free himself from all these entanglements, these dependencies. And then I'll tap into the energy and we'll take a look. By the way, I got this question from the collective again, and I always write them all down. The questions, when you write them clearly and distinctly, just a small example, that's what it is. The cards want clear, distinct questions. So, will he make the decision? Yes, which decision? For example, I always do it that way too. I always ask the cards very direct, clear, and distinct questions. So, not yes. Does he want to enter into a committed partnership with you? Instead, I ask the question, will he enter into a committed partnership? When I ask the question, does he want to? Yes, of course, he wants to, yes. But what's important is that he does it. So as I said, clear, distinct questions. Do the cards want the energy? Because this way I can grasp a very clear energy in personal readings and also in the collective. We get detailed answers. So not something vague on the surface. Yes. So now let's see if he will manage to free himself from his attachments, dependencies, and blockages. What it will do, we'll see. We have the clouds. Good. So you probably have the feeling that he, or whatever he has shown you repeatedly, that he is opaque, inscrutable. He has always been inscrutable. Or is it currently also his situation that he doesn't see through his own situation and doesn't have that clear view because there are incredibly many uncertainties here? He or she might really be hard to read, that he keeps blocking, that he shuts down, shows something different on the outside, says something different, and not that maybe it shows what is really going on inside of him. And those are really difficulties. But it is also the case that he has a bit of a blockage towards himself. He is actually blocking himself because he doesn't want to look at it. He is also blocking himself because he doesn't want to look at it. It's like he's foggy. He is also blocking himself because he doesn't want to look at it, because he is like foggy. Partially it is, and those are really difficulties. Maybe that's a bit difficult. In any case, we have a lot of pessimism from your loved one, and partly a bit unreliable. Maybe he says he'll get in touch, or he'll do this and that, or I'll change this. I will resolve my situation, the dependencies and so on, my blockers. I will tackle my issue. He says it, but doesn't do it. Those are just words, but no actions. It's definitely about you. And That's what occupies him completely. So we're in a certain area here. He is definitely also concerned about you. And that's also what he shows you, this inscrutable. Now we still have the fox with us. Yes, he wasn't completely honest with you. He has repeatedly tried to deceive as well. But basically, he is being deceived himself. That's it. He himself is being deceived. A lot is being played with him. And he will, I'll just say it in my own words, he's being fooled, however you want to put it. But he has definitely put on a disguise towards you. So that's really, really certain. That's a disguise. Really, really certain. That's a disguise. He disguises, he deceives so that you or others, but mainly we're focusing on you in this energy, that he is hiding something from you so that you don't notice what's really going on with him, because he completely diminishes himself here in circles. So then we have and then let's see what we can get now. Get any further? So we have that now. And then let's see if there's really something happening there. Movement is coming in, but as I said, he himself has no sound at all. The clear desire is completely clouded here. And everything he does is always just in the small. I don't have anything big with me. And he knows regarding you that you are actually an absolutely fortunate coincidence for him, because you have always brought him back to that. Maybe you said one thing or another to him, but he didn't want to see it. Has he always been fooling himself? And this always telling you this unreliable thing when he says, I'm going to change that. But he doesn't. Because somewhere there's always been this spark of clothing. He wants to get out of there. He also realizes that it doesn't fit the whole thing. As I said, we have the connection that you are like a fortunate coincidence for him or for her. And what I find fantastic here again, that we can already see a positive outcome here. In which direction? Let's take a look. Whether it's positive, how he sees it positively, but now let's take a closer look, right? You all know it. But in the end, what I find great now is that there's an optimism being grasped. In him is that an optimism is being grasped with him, and that this carefree feeling, that's where he wants to go. That's what he wants to get into. Maybe he's just waiting for a good time, keeps pushing the whole thing all the time, just doesn't want to look at it. But what I can tell you, there will definitely be arguments in his environment where he has also been arguments, where he himself keeps doubting. But order will also be established. That's not the case. A confrontation is definitely on the horizon. And he is being confronted with some things and has already been confronted. Been confronted? I'll say it like this, okay? That can now be like the last. So something intense, that's what's currently occupying him in terms of energy and time. I'll say it could have been 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months. So during that period, roughly, where he really notices, so where there have really been confrontations again, you know, we are in the collective. It could also be that it happens in 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months, that he is really confronted with it. We definitely have the two here. So before, after, something is definitely happening during this period. Has happened. Maybe he's also pushing a little more, even if he has already noticed something. But that's still on his own, because he doesn't want to look at it. So really, he's pushing it out himself. Because I see that he or she has self-doubt, and that's it. That's why even if he has already, I'll say, let's just take it. 2 weeks ago, he noticed something. You know, in the collective time, you know it, you always have time in your own hands, regardless of whether it's collective or personal. So just you alone. And let's assume like 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago or so, he already noticed something. But he tries it because he has self-doubt. He keeps getting resistance. From others, he falls into self-doubt and pushes everything away. Back to the next 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months. But I would say it's manageable. We are here. In terms of time, it's been manageable so far. I'm pretty close to it. I still have a bit of a standstill right now because it's still a bit gloomy. But what I also find great is that you keep him or her very much occupied. And like I said, happy coincidence. We definitely have such a movement already. So if you just completely push everything aside now, we're actually pretty much out of it already. That everything here is completely pushed aside and that he doesn't want to see it anymore. I mean, okay, when I see it like this, whether he wants to see it or not, he has no other choice. There is no other option at all. Like how he is being squeezed in here. So that's already very clearly visible. Yes, and we definitely have a lot of entanglements at play. A lot of disaster in the family area. Public perception is always such a big topic anyway. Oh my God, how am I being seen here? What do people think of me? A really, really, really big topic. And you right in the middle. Also, but I say about him, you are in an absolutely positive area, in an absolutely positive connection. As for you, and I'm pushing this up a little bit more so you can see it. I see you in a very positive area with him or with her. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. So that should be better. Uhem, he is being confronted with it vehemently. And he's like he's in his own prison, where he has tried to get out of it again and again, to wriggle out and twist away. Like an eel, it slithers everywhere. That's not how it works anymore. It doesn't work anymore. The radius has been significantly reduced. He's like he's actually in a prison, partly in the prison yard, and he keeps getting caught up in it again. He can't run away anymore. He has always tried to slither through to avoid problems, or maybe one or two people here are also a bit into the funny or ridiculous. Oh yeah, like this covering up, a bit like skimming over the surface. Into the funny or ridiculous, oh yeah, it's like this covering up, a bit like skimming over the surface. Well, it's not like that at all. The seriousness of it, that's not visible at all. And that's how I have him, lying here the whole time. And that's what he did. What has been wrong? But now so much is coming in that he can't get out of it at all. Because so much negativity is coming in for him. He's so overwhelmed that he doesn't even know where he can sneak through. Because he has a lot of entanglements here with his dishonesty. We also have that included, and the dishonesty is based on his self-doubt. He's completely insecure. Insecure and the others outside, they have always cashed in on him. Yes, I have the dependency, completely lying in his main energy. The dependency, the worries, the sorrow. The dependency, we are in the collective. I mention it and always want to add it again. The dependency can really be here, that he spent a lot of money or money. It's actually for nonsense. Or did he buy something? And then where we now say, okay, we send that back again. That doesn't fit. Or do I actually not need it after all? I send it back again. Oh, I just put it in the corner and then ordered the next one. So in that direction, too much. Then it can also be the case for one or the other that he simply spends quite a bit of money here on unhealthy food or also alcohol, which is also indicated. But as I said, collective, I'm a bit cautious. I have to be too. And yes, dependency on other people as well. That's also the financial dependency. It's also the case that someone in his environment could also be an ex, or that he just wanted to show off, or he's the hero, he's great, and so on, that he borrowed money here and thought, okay, now I'm doing something really good, and that's where he's stuck to. Because that person doesn't have such a repayment, and that a lot was invested there, but I don't have her on a romantic basis. So this can be friendly here. Pretend love. So it's not really a heartfelt connection. So I want to emphasize that very clearly. Here I just have pretense. Could it also be the family? In the family, I have so much pretense. There is pulling and tugging. You have to do this here and that there. It's like you always get a list, like a checklist for each day. You have to do this and that and this and that and that, and he has to work through it. He's out and about somewhere, for example. does something, maybe even for himself, because doing nothing, just sitting on the couch. So now there's already a call coming in. Yes, you have to do this for us now. And this and this and this. So, and right away. And of course, he jumps right in, or rather, he always jumped. The emphasis is on he always jumped. It had been like this. Because with him, it's like this. He can't take it anymore. As I said, he is so constrained. No more air, no movement. And the prison garden has already closed. So as I said, I'm more like this in full custody, without any day release, completely in custody. So no day release. So in that direction, that's how I currently have him. And with him, I have completely this worry and sorrow. And it always comes back to memory that from you, the happy. Coincidence. You always reached out your hand to him. You were always there. But if he doesn't open up to you and is such a stubborn head, doing his own thing, then you also say, I can't do anything anymore. It's also very important for you to step away from that energy of trying to help him. What can I do for him? I'll tell you after this reading, it's not good. Also from the energy, because you keep going back into that energy where you feel like you have to take action. No, just let him walk completely alone. That's absolutely perfect. He has to go through this disaster to resolve everything. And he will definitely do it. He has massive losses. So I'm saying this very clearly here. He is really facing huge financial losses, but those are his own issues. That's what he has put together for himself here. That is his own building blocks, his Lego castle, or whatever he has built here. He constructed that himself because with you, he actually knows. And that's what I'm currently seeing in him, that it occupies him. You really occupy his mind because there I have the sadness, I have the sorrow and the disappointment lying there in your direction. You definitely have that. And you have, but maybe also more or less turned away. Are you still keeping an eye on the relationship a bit? Yes, in the connection between the two of you, but that's weighing quite a lot. Maybe you've also noticed that you've picked up something from the outside. Important. Let go of what you pick up. Focus on what you want. That's always the most important thing. Yes, something will definitely happen. Something big is coming. So there, we haven't reached the peak yet because something really big is coming in. Could also be from the authority, an office of the authority. I also have a document with me now that something is going to come crashing in again that really adds to it. What really pushes the fiber to the breaking point. And as I said, from others, he can't run away anymore. He can't take it anymore. And it's just too much for him. Because then I really have, he's going to make a real all-out attack. If you also say he's totally calm, he would never do that in a million years. But I see it, he's really going to lose it more and more. And I have seen that in the domestic sphere, meaning within the family, as well as with his surroundings. He can't take it anymore. And it's really like this, that his fuse is completely gone. Yeah, the last straw breaks. And he has a very, very, very short fuse. And then he explodes. I have explosions waiting. Because he was always calm and the others, that's how it went the whole time. And he always stayed calm. And then the next time there's this fuss and all the commotion, and here and there and everywhere, that he really lets out a roar. So I have him here. And if there are other dependencies now, then, but only then, when you both are back in connection, then he will get away from you. Get away from it. Reduce, that means the alcohol. Be it unhealthy eating, slowly. Yeah, but it's not like you say you have to do this and that and so on. But he takes that from you because you keep giving him. You have such wonderfully positive energy. And those feelings of happiness he has, those are what drive him. You don't have to say anything. Feelings of happiness, the time with you, the connection with you, that's what brings him back out. Because this whole dependency that's here, this whole unhealthy, bad simply, that's because he keeps trying to suppress his psyche through that, to suppress, not to feel it, not to see, like a distraction. I keep having him here. That's really a distraction. And then comes the lightness. The lightness comes through you. And yes, he will, even if you have no contact, he will still manage to break free from it here. It will be hard for him because his self-confidence isn't completely at rock bottom. These doubts about oneself, but I can see again that it's being built up. We're taking it slow here because of slow steps. Here lies what concerns his self-confidence. But when he really gets hit hard again and is down on the ground, really, and gets stepped on again, then he picks himself up again, really starts here, like no idea, gorilla or something. Then here again, the roaring. So, and then through this roaring, a lot is being released here. It's like a liberating roar. And I think that's absolutely great. Sure, he will be here. The others will be quiet at first. If you think he'll calm down again, right. He's coming back to us and trying to butter us up again. Something like that. No, he won't do that. I can definitely tell you that. What? Beautiful, just look at that. So he really won't do it. He will, from these dependencies, from these blockages, from all of this, what you pull in from outside, what keeps getting restricted here it really comes in full force, doesn't it? And then the bomb really drops here because he's going to explode. We have the moon. So that's a very, very powerful card, the moon. He's actually getting more and more into it, spending more time with his thoughts. And the thoughts are in love. And in love, you are in love with him or with her. And a lot of emotions come up. Yes, it's fears also, the worries, but well, what does that mean? Let's just brush that aside for a moment. The psyche would also, as I mentioned earlier, here it is shown again. Yes, exactly. And there he or she also feels it through the emotions, the fears, emotions, the attraction to you, the attraction, because I keep getting the heart flutter. He wants this change, and he is really thinking about it. If you also say he's not thinking at all, it really comes down to the fact that he has no other option anymore. No other option. More because he can't take it anymore. Because at some point he has to catch his breath again. And as I said, he is completely locked up. He's in this prison block without prison garden. There, he was also locked up. And it's like this. He can't take it anymore. What used to always work can't go on anymore. He notices it too, because he has pushed too much away and tried to sneak by in his own way. Yes, and then as I said, the attraction comes. This feeling keeps coming back. This feeling, and above all, he or she becomes more sensitive on the heart level, because I also have the heart connection here. And the heart connection is fantastic, because here comes love. And then it also becomes clear to him or her that the love for you is a lasting love, and that there is really a need for action here. And above all, the affection is also shown very strongly. He wants. And then there's also this, yes, there's a bit more of that, I'd say, this romance coming out a bit, where he then also comes into that area for himself. When I now also get into the romance, he gets the romance. And then it's like, there you are. Dumb. What kind of wimp is this? Maybe it's like this. It looks like something. And when there's a bit of sobbing or something, I think, what a load of crap. I'm a man. But I just have him very soft, especially in the evenings at night. During the night hours, I really have him lying in this area. And then the longing and also the reflection come because he becomes aware of what he really lacks and he changes it. Definitely. So from that perspective, so then let's take another look from that side. Considering the time factor now as well, if I also take the time into account, a lot is happening. Yes, in the evenings at night, as I said, we have quite a lot of movement with the dawn or the dusk or something like that. And I have that consistently too. So it's not like we do it once a week and then we don't do anything again. No. And it's really like this. So I would say 4 weeks in that direction, that there's really this bang happening here. We're now here at the bang. So about 4 weeks, something like 4 or 5 weeks that something is happening where exactly this bang is also happening here. Of course, it can also be months, but I actually have it more in the weekly range according to this collective catering. But again, I know you will always be happy again. Now it's starting again. But it's just, as I said, you also have time in your hands with him. Be aware of that. Okay. So my dear ones, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderful, fantastically beautiful day. Goodbye.